Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I have learned as I've grown into the person that I am today. And I thought I would do my video today outside of my patio, which is where I sit and I read my daily meditations. I also wanted to proudly show you all of my plants that I have bought. So do you see, I have so many plants now, and I have tons on the front porch as well. And I think my husband is like kind of over at this point. He's like, I think we have enough plants. So anyway, I haven't actually read any of these meditations today. So I thought I would just start them. I went and I made a cup of coffee, and I actually made this for my previous video. Haven't been to Starbucks yet, getting ready to go in just a little bit. So I thought I would read the meditations like I do in the mornings and kind of share my thoughts with you. And then I would upload the video and go to Starbucks. It's a wonderful day. So anyway, my little sandals here and having just a comfy day on the patio. I have to say that I sometimes find that if I'm sitting out in nature, even if it's cloudy or kind of gloomy, that I feel like the meditation kind of like I hear it more, if that makes sense, because I feel more in the world or of the world. And today, like I was like really feeling very spiritual this morning when I woke up, and I was feeling very calm and very peaceful. And I was getting ready to go film it in that chair, and I thought, just go outside. Like, it's so nice outside. You know, do you remember when you were a kid and your mom would say to you, like, go outside and play. You don't need to be inside watching TV. Go outside and play. And I think as adults, we sometimes forget that. You know, I'm not a big hiker camper, but just to be outside, just to sit outside, I love to read outside, you know, I think makes us feel sometimes more of the world. So, okay, I have 3 meditations. I don't know where to start. I think I'm going to start with Linda Picone's The Book of Positive Quotations. So it is July 8th, and like I said, I haven't read any of these meditations. Hold on a second, I need a sip of my coffee. You're like getting the real deal, except for that some mornings I do a face mask. I haven't done that video yet where I do a face mask, and but I do have on, in case anybody cares, I have this Too Faced Cosmetics, it's called Hangover Spray, and it like really makes your face like glow and stuff in the morning and kind of like repair itself. I love that, and I love the Tatcha Glow Mist. You guys are like, Peter, this is a Peterisms video. I know, but that's what I do in the morning sometimes. So, and then if I come back after I get a cup of coffee, I'm kind of like trying to wake up and get alert. I do the Lush cup of coffee face mask. I love it. I swear by it. Okay, getting too easily. That which we obtain too easily, we esteem too lightly. Thomas Paine. We value most the things we've worked hardest to get, whether it's a new car we've saved years to buy or the admiration of someone we know to be extremely demanding. Yes, we say, we did it. We've accomplished something. This can be a good thing because it encourages us to work hard, but we shouldn't forget to value those things we haven't had to work hard for. The love of a parent, the generosity of a friend, the beauty of a summer's day. Our challenge is to notice and esteem all the blessings we receive, whether we've earned them or not. When I work for something I know how valuable it is, I will try to appreciate the value of the gifts I receive as well. It's so weird. You know, I practice gratitude on a daily basis, but like literally every meditation that I read this morning, Boo Radley just came running for the door. But they're right down here watching my every move. Are you ready? Hello. But every meditation that I read this morning has to do with gratitude, which I must need the reminder today. I think it's interesting that the thing that it talks about working hard for seems to be more financial in this meditation, and then the second part, like the love of a parent, is something that has no price limit on it or is priceless, so to speak, right? Which I think that we know to be grateful for those things, and I don't think those are things that we would necessarily compare to a financial setting. But I do remember that when I was growing up, like junior high, high school, my dad had this table in his kitchen, and it was like this slate table, and it had this sailboat that was like, I don't even know what to call it, but it was like slate that had like a painting in it. It was very cool. It was like this wooden slate table. My dad loves anything nautical. And so it was like some sunken ship, and it was like the blueprints of this ship or whatever. And he would come in, and I would be, you know, it'd be after school, and I'd be eating a snack in there or whatever. I'd always eat turkey sandwiches with chips and pickles, and they would put this Jerky's sauce on it. Do you know Jerky's mustard? I like still love it to this day, but my dad would, that's what they always had. It doesn't matter, but anyway. So I would sit there and I would have my feet up on the table, and my dad would come in and he would be so livid. And my dad's not like an angry person at all, you know? And he would say, get your feet off that table. When you're like making enough money that you can buy that table, then you can put your feet up on any table you want to put it up on. And I've always thought about that. You know, it's so interesting to me, like, ever since I have, like, had my own income and made my own money, that when I purchase something, there is a difference to it, you know? There is a difference to spending your own hard-earned money on something. And especially, like, when I started working, I mean, I think I started working for, like, $6.10 an hour. I mean, it was really low, you know? And, it just, like, money took on a whole new meaning for me. Possessions and things like that took on a whole new meaning for me. I think that hard work is important for anybody, and I think it was definitely something that was needed for me. Like, I really, really needed it to learn a lot about the world, you know? But I think gratitude is something different, and gratitude is being grateful for all of those things that we're given. You know, all of them. Whether it is the love of a parent, which is something that is assumed, but a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people don't have that relationship with their parent, you know, that they wish they had. And I think those things that we take most for granted are the things that a lot of people don't have at all. So I'm going to go into the next meditation. My battery's about to die, so I'm going to go grab the other battery, and I will be right back. This video is truly all over the place, isn't it? Well, you know what you get over here. Okay, so let's go on to the next meditation, which is from the Language of Letting Go by Melody Beatty. And I kind of moved it a little bit because I wanted to see the flowers. I mean, that's why I'm sitting out here, right? Okay, so July 8th, going with the flow. Go with the flow. Let go of fear and your need to control. Relinquish anxiety. Let it slip away as you dive into the river of the present moment, the river of your life, your place in the universe. Stop trying to force the direction. Try not to swim against the current, unless it is necessary for your survival. If you've been clinging to a branch at the riverside, let go. Let yourself move forward. Let yourself be moved forward. Avoid the rapids when possible. If you can't, stay relaxed. Staying relaxed can take you safely through fierce currents. If you go under for a moment, allow yourself to surface naturally. You will. Appreciate the beauty of the scenery as it is. See things with freshness, with newness. You shall never pass by today's scenery again. Don't think too hard about things. The flow is meant to be experienced. Within it, care for yourself. You are part of the flow, an important part. Work with the flow. Work within the flow. Thrashing about isn't necessary. Let the flow help you care for yourself. Let it help you set boundaries, make decisions, and get you where you need to be when it is time. You can trust the flow and your part in it. Today, I will go with the flow. My air conditioning just turned on. I think that's a really good meditation. You know, it's something that I struggled with for a really long time, was kind of going against the grain of the movement of the universe, so to speak. And I remember years and years and years ago, I've talked about this on here. I don't know where this is, and I don't know how to tell somebody to find it. But Melody Beatty has back then it was an audio tape. I'm sure now it's like you can just download it somewhere. But they were visual imagery things that she would read, and you would like just kind of meditate to them. And one of them was about flowing down the river of life. And she was like, you know, you would put your hand off the side of the raft and you could feel the water going. And she talked about not fighting the current. It was very similar to this. And, you know, I find in life that when I need to have a lot of control in a situation is when things kind of work against me. And that when I kind of go step back, I mean, it's, you know, it's a recovery saying, like, let go, let God, you know? And that when I let go and I just kind of like, you know, let God take over, so to speak, or my higher power, or the universe, or whatever you believe in, and I let that take over, and I just kind of let things go where they're supposed to go. Not that I don't have free will, not that I don't have decisions to make in the situation, because I do, right? But when I kind of like, okay, like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this situation, kind of let it come to me, instead of me going towards it and trying to control every outcome, because that's who I was back in the day, and it never worked for me, you know? Today I don't try to do that. Today I try to, especially with each day, I try to just like take the day where it like naturally flows. You know, like today is such a great example of that. I got up and I was supposed to like go meet with somebody this afternoon, like for a like sobriety thing, right? And so I got up and I was like, well, I have like an hour and a half. So I was like, I'm gonna make a cup of coffee and I'm gonna go and I'm going to, you know, film like a couple videos, and then I will go meet with them. Then I'll come back and I'll film another video. And so I started filming videos, and when I went in there to change my battery, they had texted me and said, hey, I can't meet today, can we do another day? And I was like, oh, and now I have the whole afternoon free, right? And it's beautiful outside. And then Alex texted me and was like, hey, I'm gonna go to dinner tonight with a friend, do you want to join us? We're gonna go. And I was like, you know what, now I've got all my stuff done, I can go, you know, it'll be a really fun day. Sometimes I have to let the universe go that way, instead of me saying, you know, like, no, we agreed that we were gonna meet at this time. You know, it's just, sometimes I'm just like, hey, yeah, that's how the world's supposed to go. And it's so much easier that way. It's like, and I also notice, like, like this is a corny example, but at the grocery store, I'm not somebody anymore, like I can kind of wonder, you know, and I always smell the flowers, and I always go and look at all the fruit because I want to see if there's something new that I've never heard of, you know, and I kind of just walk around and see things, and I always have wish list items, like right now I want a new Keurig, even though my Keurig works just fine. And, you know, there's all kinds of things that I do when I'm at the grocery store, but I notice that there are people that are like, and they're very, you know what I mean, and they're like, and if they're standing in line, they're like huffing and puffing because they have to wait 5 minutes, you know. I lived my life like that. It's too stressful. I don't need it. I don't want that, you know. I just like try to go with the flow of life now, and it really works well for me. So I think it's a good meditation. Okay, and then the last one is another Melody Beatty book, and this is The Journey to the Heart, Daily Meditations on the Path to Freeing Your Soul. You know what is so funny is, and I love this that you guys are doing this, people are tagging me. They're putting meditations from Melody Beatty or from her books up on Instagram, and then they're tagging me in it and saying stuff about Melody Beatty. I love it. So anyway, because I always read it like at some kind of like opportune time, and then I'm like reading the meditation, but it's like not like me doing a video or in the morning when I will read it. It's like 10 o'clock at night and somebody tags me in it, so I like go up there and then I read the meditation. I'm like, I really needed to hear this right now. So that's cool. July 8th. Sometimes the road gets rough. Don't be dismayed when you come to a pothole, a detour, a stretch of a rough and rocky road. Don't be surprised. Slow down a little. Be patient. It's not the whole journey. It's not the way it'll always be. But it is part of your journey too. Part of your journey to your heart and soul. Even when we're living with joy and freedom, we continue to learn, grow, feel, experience. And the road can still get rough. Happiness doesn't mean feeling gleeful all the time. Happiness doesn't mean the road we're traveling is always smooth. Happiness means feeling all we need to feel and accepting each part of the journey, even the changes of course and direction. Feel all your feelings. Feel your fear and frustration about slowing down, then settle in for the ride. You may not be going as fast as you like, but the journey hasn't stopped. You're not doing anything wrong. You're going slower, but you're still moving forward. And I love that. And I think like that's a really good meditation for me to hear today, you know. Sometimes you know, like when something, you'll get to a point in your life where you're really happy and you're like, okay, you feel like you're like, it's like the crank on the roller coaster that I hate roller coasters, but you know what I mean? Like you're going up, you're going up, you're going up, and it's like, you like all of a sudden you kind of like enjoy the momentum, but then the fall happens, right? And it's like, at some point you have to just realize that life is not always about the up or the down. Like sometimes it's just about the smooth, like the steady in between there. And that's like a really good meditation for me to hear today. You know, it's like, I'm always either like, planning like the next trip or trying to figure out what I'm doing, and it's like there are some days that like, or I'm like here and I'm like cleaning like crazy and whatever, and some days it's just good for me to just be, you know. The last couple days I watched, I was just sitting here trying to figure out what I was going to do my video on my review channel. I was like, oh, Stranger Things. But I sat down and like in 2.5-3 days I watched the Stranger Things series on Netflix, and I so enjoyed it, and it made me really remember summer as a kid. And it really reminded me how much, you know, that I loved like blockbuster movies and going to see those as a kid. And, you know, now I can watch them in my own living room. I don't even have to go to the movie theater, you know, with popcorn and whatever. And it just reminded me of how much I love to binge watch shows on Netflix, you know. And it was really good for me to realize like how happy I am with just simplicity. And I know that, right? But then there was this part of me that's always kind of like looking for something more, instead of maybe just staying where I am and accepting that, hey, this is happiness and this is okay. I don't always have to be looking to the next great thing, you know? And I think that for me, that's the part of me that's the alcoholic and the addict inside of me that's always looking for something more. You know, I think I always have that in me till the day I die, but it's kind of like talking it through in my head and realizing that it's okay to just be content with where I'm at, you know? So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed those meditations. I hope you loved my patio. Here, I'm going to show you more of my, this is my favorite right here. This is zinnia. It's huge. You can't see it, but anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this meditation outside. If you'd like to see more out here, let me know, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.